COVID-19 ruins businesses within the tourism industry.
My government will never lose sight of its pledge to undertake relevant institutional and legal reforms in accordance with global standards and best practice.
President Barrow says his government will never lose sight of institutional and legal reforms. Life slowly coming back to normal for Basse market fire victims. These and more interesting stories in Thursday's GAM24. Don't go away. Welcome back. My name is Ibrahim John and you are watching GAM24. Now we proceed to our stories. President Barrow has said that his government will never lose sight of its pledge to undertake relevant institutional and legal reforms in accordance with global standards and best practices. The Gambian leader was speaking at the State House on Thursday as he presided over the swearing-in of newly appointed Supreme Court judges, President of the Court of Appeal, the Judicial Secretary, the Ombudsman, and the Minister of Youth and Sports. Julden Jai Suare reports.
The Gambia government began a host of reform programs that included institutional and legal reform processes since 2017, but the pace at which the reforms are taking place has been described as very slow. On Thursday, President Adama Barrow presided over the swearing-in of judges and other officials, saying his government is in a continuous search for citizens to join the strengthening of national institutions and governance structure.
The appointment of these Gambians as Supreme Court judges, President of the Court of Appeal, Judicial Secretary, Ombudsman, the Minister respectively, clearly shows that as Gambian citizens, we have a lot of work to do together in order to achieve our national objectives and targets through our various institutions.
Adama Barrow said there is a need to review laws and procedures and to continually improve output by creating and maintaining a positive attitude to work and nation building. He said while the executive and the legislature are influenced by politics, Gambians should not lose sight of national interests.
It causes imbalance for the remaining two, while the executive and the legislature are influenced by politics. We should not lose sight of the national interests in whatever we do. We must not allow politics to overshadow our national interests or undermine our institutions. With this in mind, let us work together, for it is the surest way of building appropriate systems that work for all. Individuals may come and go, but the institutions stay. I am optimistic that we will continue to work in harmony for the realization of the ideals of our national constitution and the successful implementation of government policies and strategies as spelled out in the National Development Plan.
I, Justice Awaba, having been appointed as Justice of the Supreme Court of the Republic of the Gambia.
Speaking shortly after taking her oath of office, Supreme Court Judge Justice Awaba promised to contribute to the justice delivery system to the best of their ability. Justice Awaba urged the Barrow-led administration to continue to give the judiciary the needed support if they want to achieve and maintain an exemplary judiciary.
A highly respected judiciary is no doubt key in measuring any modern democracy with respect for the rule of law. Today we are proud to say that the judiciary of the Gambia under the new Gambia has for the first time in its history not only a Supreme Court with a full panel of 5 judges who are all Gambians, but also a Court of Appeal with an unprecedented full complement of Gambian judges.
The new Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Y. Baji, said Today's realities require young people to actively participate in the public administration and the implementation of national youth and sport policy with a view to attain the goals and objectives of the National Development Plan.
Thus, it is my wish to turn our youth folk into a leading force of the state, to ensure their participation in the solution of the socio-economic development of this country. Equally, it is my sincere desire to attain the maximum participation and excellence in sports and sporting activities at the local and international levels.
Mr. Baji said he is hopeful that the youth of the country will grow up knowing that they are the priority of the government. He also promises to embrace the hopes and appeals of the young people. For iAfrica News, I am Julden Jai Suare.
President Barrow there presiding over the swearing-in of newly appointed judicial heads, the Ombudsman and Minister of Youth and Sports. Now, tourism is an important pillar of the Gambia's $1 billion economy. It is the second biggest contributor to the country's GDP and has helped thousands of youths gain meaningful employment. However, the tourism sector has been completely ravaged by the coronavirus pandemic. I visited the tourism industry, and this is my report. As is the case with businesses and the health sector, the COVID-19 pandemic has a severe impact on tourism. According to a UNDP policy brief published in April, tourism supports over 42,000 direct jobs and another 40,000 jobs indirectly. Several staff working in hotels, restaurants, and safari lodges across the country have been left redundant and no longer have the financial muscle to meet their domestic bills. Lian Sala, a citizen of the Netherlands, has been the proprietress of Poco Loco Bar and Restaurant for 7 years now and has lived in the Gambia for 24 years. Madam Sala, who is also the owner of Africa Adventure Tours, told iAfrica TV that the COVID-19 lockdown has negatively impacted her business. This forced the lady entrepreneur to maintain only 10% of her staff while the rest wait for the corona dust to settle. Lian said if markets are allowed to operate, then businesses within the tourism industry should be permitted to function.
Well, I think if you can open a market, especially the Lumo markets I heard yesterday, and if you go to Serakunda market, there's no social distancing there. There's nothing when it comes to hygiene and washing hands and wearing masks and all of those things. And people are very crowded together. I think if that is allowed, then I think these establishments should be fully allowed to be fully opened, because there's a lot of air here. There's a lot of space here. So you can set up and...
The tourism industry, a major contributor to Gambia's $1 billion economy, began a total shutdown from March 2020 when the first case of the coronavirus was confirmed in the country, according to Mansa Banco online website. As a result, the Gambia's hospitality industry and allied sectors could lose up to $6.7 billion, according to a rapid assessment on the impact of the coronavirus on tourism conducted by the Gambia Bureau of Statistics. The Gambia government has imposed strict restrictions that included the closure of land, sea borders and airspace. Abdullah Sonko, the Secretary General of Jarma Car Park, said the tourist taxi drivers are the first people to feel the financial challenges brought about the COVID-19 lockdown.
Anyway, COVID-19 affects our business. I can even see we are the first victim of COVID-19 here in the Gambia. Because we, the Tourist Taxi Association, we depend on tourism. And since this COVID-19 started, there was no tourism in the Gambia. So we have no business. Almost, I think, it's 7 or 8 months. We are sitting, no business, nothing. It's working, absolutely. Maybe if there will be any source of income we are depending on at the moment, maybe will be the friends we had in Europe. So they will be the ones sending us maybe fish money, let me just say fish money, and a little bit to sustain ourselves for the COVID-19.
With tourism generating up to $85 million in foreign exchange earnings last year, making it the largest foreign exchange earner for the country, The sector also attracted more than $45 million in foreign investment over the last 5 years, according to the UNDP. The Gambia government tried a bailout plan of $100 million, but those who spoke to iAfrica TV said they are yet to receive money from the Ministry of Tourism. Players in the sector are not happy with the delay in reopening of tourism-related businesses, especially small business owners who have been the hardest hit. Ajik Cisse, a Sierra Leonean national, is a staff of the Manus Mediterranean restaurant and VIP cocktail bar. Cisse told iAfrica TV that he and his colleagues are not happy about the continuous closure of their business.
You know, you can look at the street, there is no boys around, you know, and also too, the restaurants all are closed and people are not happy. Even me, number one to me, I'm not so very happy with that because here I work. For me to have a delivery, at least I can look after myself and my family.
The global outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic, which began in China's city of Wuhan in mid-December 2019, is weighing down the projected continued growth of the tourism industry, according to Mansa Banco Online. Hotels have remained empty for the greater part of 2020 after weeks of tourist evacuations, cancellation of flights, and hotel bookings. What is now left of the tourism industry is empty hotel rooms, lodges, and safari camps. The Gambia government said it is planning to reopen the tourism industry this month, but it has yet to set a date. The question is whether tourists will want to fly into the smiling coast of Africa when the pandemic is still spreading and claiming lives globally. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Ibrahim John. The continuous closure of businesses within the tourism industry is creating obstacles to business owners and employees. We will take a short commercial break. We'll be back soon. Welcome back. You are watching GAM24, and we now progress to the remaining news items. 7 months after a fire destroyed the market in Basse, a sub-regional business hub in Gambia's Upper River region, life is slowly coming back to normal for dozens of Gambians affected. Vendors have been recounting their experiences and hopes for the future as the Gambian president laid the foundation stone for a new market over the weekend. Omar Ahmad Toure files in this report.
Vendors, whose entire livelihood was consumed by an inferno in February, said they are delighted at plans to construct a new market in Basse, the administrative capital of the Upper River region. They are also optimistic that the new Basse market will bring along with it a boom for small businesses. Ami Jallo, a vendor who lost her entire merchandise to the fire, was at the laying of the foundation stone for the new market. Jallo, who received some compensation from the government, said selling at the market has been her only means of survival.
I benefited a lot from the market. It was through the market that my son traveled abroad. My son got a new wife and the dowry was paid from what I get from the market. I also bought a compound through selling at the market. I thank Allah in this selling business.
Jallo and other vendors have since been relocated to a makeshift to continue conducting business. However, the temporary shelter leaks and leaves their merchandise wet and some of it spoiled. In addition, some of their customers are still not familiar with the new locations. Maudo Jawara, a native of Nyakoi Taibatu in Wuli who sells at the Basse market, said the future was bleak for him and other vendors after the market burned down. Now, he said there is renewed hope as the foundation stone of the proposed new market is laid.
We are happy, and if the market is rebuilt well, and we will go back to our places, that would be very pleasant to us. As a human being, where you get your means for survival, that place should be made comfortable for you. But if you cannot get a place for survival, it is like your status as a human being is restricted.
According to the Gambia government, the new Basse market will be made up of 185 individual shops. It will also have a paved sustainable drainage system and an installed electrical system. The government said it was encouraging young people to take up business and be able to contribute to their self-development and that of their communities. Sambu Lamin Kamara, a youth in Basse who sells at the market, said it is important for young people like him to be engaged in small businesses in order to secure their own future.
What I'm going to tell the youth is let them keep striving, because it is through hard work that you get something for yourself. If you are sitting down and not doing anything to help yourself, nobody will come and give you something. So you have to get up and help yourself by doing something that will bring you prosperity.
When a fire outbreak ravaged the market in Basse, 373 kilometers south of Banjul, several shops were lost to the inferno, leaving lives and livelihoods severely affected. Estimates on the overall damage caused by the fire in February was over $500 million, according to the Basse Area Council, the local government authority in that region. In addition to the 185 single shops to make up the proposed new market, 2 mini markets, a set for about 35 women vegetable sellers and another set for 25 fishmongers and butchers will be constructed. The new market will also have a mosque, a market manager's office, waste collection area and toilet facilities. For iAfrica TV, I am Omar Ahmad Toure.
Vendors in Basse are optimistic as the president laid the foundation stone for the building of a new market. Next, the mayor of the Kanifing Municipal Council, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, in partnership with GAM24, has on Thursday inaugurated the newly built stores at the Latrikunda Sabiji market. The newly built 70 stores market structure is part of a $110 million project with GAM24 that encompasses many other projects including roads, the Bundung Maternity Ward, and the Kanifing Town Hall.
We have come here today to inaugurate, in partnership with GAM24, the Latrikunda Sabiji market. This is part of our $110 million project with GAM24 that encompasses many projects including roads, Bundung Maternity Ward, our town hall at KMC, and of course the beautiful Latrikunda Sabiji market. We are very grateful to the partnership of GAM24 under the leadership of Mr. Ibrahim Acham, and we look forward to many projects in the future.
Well, hopefully the buffer zone will be free to serve its purpose as the vendors regain their shops at the newly built Latrikunda Sabiji market. Well, that story marks the end of today's edition of Gambia24, and that is all we have for you today. I am Ibrahim John, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.